Hi everybody, I'm Chris Kao, the game director on DC Universe Online.
And I'm Jens Anderson, the creative director on DC Universe Online.
Did I just scare you with how loud I was right there?
No.
I saw you jerk.
I know, I was a little frightened.
Well, I want to answer these questions. I'm excited about it.
I am too, very excited. We told you we'd get back to some more questions from you on the Facebook and the MySpace sites, and here we are to field those for you.
Well, heck, let's get into it.
Heck, huh?
Well, you know, you were giving me grief about it. All right, here we go. So,
Family show.
Jens Anderson.
Yes.
Matthew D on Facebook asks, will we also be handling missions such as environmental disasters and regular villain missions?
Ah, that's a good question. So we will have stuff like that, but pretty much always there's going to be some kind of tie back to our story. Our story and our through line is really important to DC Universe Online, and there's always going to be either a major villain or major hero behind all the events that are happening in the game. So while, you know, it's not going to be like a tidal wave comes over and hits, you know, Gotham and you have to beat up the tidal wave, that's not going to work so well. But there might be some kind of weather machine, you know, that's spinning up tornadoes or something like that that's causing havoc, and it kind of, you know, feels like that natural disaster, but there's kind of a mad scientist vision behind the whole thing.
Right, right. And in the same vein, it's about the characters in the DC Universe, right? It's about those great villains and heroes. I mean, as a villain, you're going to be able to go up against the heroes of the DC Universe and fight them. So it's not so much that it's, hey, just fight anybody, fight something nameless, nowhere you know. This is all DC all the time, so you're going to be right in those adventures ripped right from the comics.
Yeah, and when you got the rogues in the game and there's a guy in there called Weather Wizard, you can kind of assume that maybe there will be some natural disaster themed stuff. Maybe a little weather. I don't know. Could be crazy.
There you go.
Matthew D also asks on Facebook, will there be other power modes other than offense, defense, and support? Oop.
That's great. I'm glad that you asked the question.
How about I ask this one over here?
How about you ask the, well, you know, now that we've already had that question out there, I'll answer that question.
Okay.
We've put those names on them for development reasons, just to give everybody an idea that, hey, just like in football, there are some guys who are going out and attacking, there's some guys who are defending, and there's some people who do the special stuff. We have those classified and we've made them very DC. We haven't revealed the details yet on how that all works, and we'd like to save that for you. But suffice it to say, every character has the ability to go offensive mode, defensive mode, or support mode. They have the ability to jump into the game and to fulfill a different role based on the time. Remember, this is DC Universe Online is about you playing with your friends.
Adaptability.
That's right. You being able to get in, have fun that night, and not have to worry about all the class restrictions that would normally keep you from that.
Yep. Get to the fun quick, be what you want to be. All that kind of stuff is factoring into the classes in the game. It's cool stuff.
So, Matt D, who may be different than Matthew D, since we're going 3 for 3 here, asks, if I create my own hero in the game, and he's mainly a super strong guy with a firepower type, but only uses his fist to fight, will I be able to pick up weapons, other weapons I'm assuming he's asking, than his fists? So, and are you limited to your fists?
No, you're not. We had originally started out like thinking that, you know, if you chose to be this guy that uses your fists, you were just going to be that guy. But we realized that, you know, with all the loot that people are going to get in this game, they're going to want to, you know, use the stuff that they find and not be like, oh, look, I found another hand.
Look at this cool sword. Oh.
Can't use it. So, you know, what you get to do is we have these buckets, and basically you have things like close combat or something like that, which will include the open-handed melee power source, the one-handed power source like swords and things like that, or maybe the dual wield with the Screama sticks. And you'll be able to choose among all those weapon types for your power source options. So when you find something new, you know, even if it doesn't fit your character, you can give it to your friend. Maybe it's a two-handed weapon or something like that. People can use all those kind of different weapons when they have that bucket.
And just like in the comics, Batman didn't start off knowing how to use all of his gadgets, fight in all forms, throw batarangs, all that. He learned them over time. Robin is learning them over time. We want your character to have that hero or villain's journey. Where sure, you start off cool and kicking butt, but there's a lot more room to grow, and weapons is a principal way to do that.
And the cool part about when you switch weapons is there's actually a pace change to the game. You know, we are an action game, so cadence, rhythm, you know, the actual ability to use a weapon that's much faster than another weapon because it's heavier, that factors into it. So when you're using your hands, you're nice and light and quick. When you're using that one-handed sword, you might be a little slower, but you got some more precision there. You know, it's a change up.
And beyond that, it's not just about an appearance or a speed. These weapons actually give you different attacks. So the weapon you're using will change the combat that you're doing, just like you'd expect in a comic book.
Combo finishers.
Kind of crazy.
Yum. What powers have been confirmed for DCUO besides elemental powers? This one comes from Carl S. on Facebook.
Well, just to catch everybody up real quickly, we've talked about various powers before, specifically ice, the ability to make different forms of ice, control and manipulate ice. We've talked about fire and we've talked about earth. That's what Carl was referring to when he said the elemental ones. We also want to talk about a few others here. We have nature, right, which is the ability to heal and take on different forms and do all sorts of exciting nature-based things. A little poison ivy for you, a little of that type of action.
Beast Boy.
Little Beast Boy, right, sort of rolled into one. And then we also have sorcery. Now, we can't talk too much about it because it's obviously mystical, right? But we will be soon, so look for that. It'll definitely involve more of those elements you expect from the comics, as well as some great action game combat.
And it has awesome special effects.
Oh, truly awesome special
We looked at
effects.
them today. They're very cool. So we'll get you more on that later. Thanks for sending in your questions, guys, and keep it rolling because we love seeing them. And, you know, they actually help us think about the game and what we're making because we really want to deliver a product that lives up to your expectations. And these questions really help us, you know, figure that out sometimes. So,
well, thanks again for joining us inside the studio of DC Universe Online. We'll see you in game real soon.
Later.